Hello, Justin. My name is Star. And for your video of the trap and the sea inside, I liked how you pointed out that for the trap, the main character, I forgot his name, but you said that he had no choice in killing the guy that he killed, for money. And I think that, I think, some could say, he did have a choice because ultimately, I think, as an obvious, everyone has a choice in whatever they do because, unless you're like physically constrained, typically you do have a choice in, any action you're doing. But I think in this scenario, like him feeling like he doesn't have a choice, I think is definitely like true because like especially if you put yourself in his shoes and just being a parent in general, I think from like experience of knowing, like, not that I'm a parent, but seeing, knowing what I know about like the parent child bond and just seeing like a child, like losing a child, stuff like that. um I think that in those, like in that scenario, him feeling like he had no choice was definitely true. I think, like I said, he was in charge of his own like autonomy, like he definitely had a choice, but I think in that case it was kind of like a do or die situation, for his son. Like he did this because they tried, to get money. They tried to lessen the amount, but it wasn't working. And I think that in like those dire moments when you don't like have friends to reach out to, or like you can't get a loan for like such high for such a high amount for surgery, I think that when all that's caving in on you, it feels like you just have to do what, is presented in front of you, especially when, like your wife is telling you like you don't do enough and there's someone offering you like an opportunity, even though, like the opportunity is awful. It seeing the outcome, like the foresee, seeing the future that it could make, whereas his son lives and he has the money to pay for it, I think that definitely can blind someone and make them feel like they have no choice but to do what's being offered. And in that case, it was money, in exchange for someone's life. Um, but yeah, and then in the sea inside, I think that you said how like they're similarly like in both movies, the main characters, they're kind of like trapped. And I don't know if you use the exact word, but that's what I wrote down. Basically, like you compared how they're both like similar in that way, where I feel like they're they're trapped but like in different ways. Where Ramon is like not only is he like physically trapped from like doing what he wants to do because he can't move, but there's also that mental turmoil that's going on, while he's trying to fight for his rights and be with his loved ones and have a woman that he like falls in love with kind of abandon him, all that stuff. And um the dad in the trap, he I think is a lot more mentally trapped, which can be a lot more detrimental, I think. Like Ramon's going through a lot and, not to compare their like struggles, but I think just or not to say that um Ramon's struggles were less, but in comparison, both of the characters in both movies, I think that the dad in the trap, trying to do what he can for his son, he definitely experienced a lot of mental turmoil and, yeah, a lot of hardships, like mentally. And I think, like I said, that can drive a person like crazy. And I think that in retrospect, for me, it was smart to pair like these two movies together, because they are similar in that way, where they're like trapped, but in very different ways. Because one like has his autonomy, he can make a choice, and he makes this choice that's like racking his brain with guilt, and the other one, can't physically do anything about, his decision, which is a decision that comes from, his disability, not being able to experience life the way that other people do. But he's more he's more physically trapped, and you know also experiencing these mental things. But yeah, I think that that was a smart comparison. So that's it. Thank you for watching.